Greetings to everyone in the weekly Tuesday edition of Console Gaming News. The main topics today: the long-awaited update with dynamic themes for the PlayStation 5 has finally been released. The first Call of Duty after Microsoft's acquisition is out. Sony continues to close studios and cancel games. There are new announcements regarding the PlayStation 5 Pro update, as well as Microsoft games coming to PlayStation. So, friends, get comfortable, make yourself some cocoa, and let's dive into the latest events. The main news from last week for the entire gaming community was the release of the new Call of Duty installment, subtitled Black Ops 6. It's the first game released after Microsoft's acquisition, and online opinions are mostly positive. The game is available even on the previous generation of consoles, though with slightly lower graphics quality. However, the developers deserve praise for optimization, as it manages to run at a stable 60 FPS even on the compact Steam Deck. For those interested, I'll leave a gameplay link in the description. However, despite the hype, the embargo on initial reviews hasn't lifted. Most people who played this new entry essentially bought a pig in a poke, not knowing if it's a flop or a true masterpiece. Unsurprisingly, Activision spent around $200 million on the marketing campaign. Just think about that figure. Alongside this, Activision introduced a new microtransaction. For $20, players can buy a feature that supposedly customizes sound to their anatomical profile, enhancing its quality and precision. This raises the obvious question: does someone who spent $70 on the game receive an incomplete version, or what are we supposed to call all this? In addition to the latest Call of Duty being released on both Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation, rumors have emerged that Microsoft is preparing to release more games from its internal studios on PlayStation. This reportedly includes the latest Forza Horizon, Halo, and a few new titles like Fable and the upcoming Gears of War. The information comes from the same insider who first leaked Sea of Thieves for the PlayStation 5, so it's likely accurate, and it's only a matter of time before we can play Halo on PlayStation. Recently, Microsoft's CEO himself confirmed the leak, officially stating that all Xbox Studio games will now be available on PlayStation consoles. Game developers assure that the transition from the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 5 Pro will be far more significant than the shift from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 4 Pro. This is mainly due to new upscaling technologies in the PS5 Pro that noticeably enhance graphics and enable 60 FPS even in the most demanding games. However, it's worth noting that the difference between the PS5 and PS5 Pro will only be noticeable in games that receive special updates, as these advanced upscalers require input from the development team to function. It seems that the PlayStation 5 is the last stronghold for physical copies, as it's the only console where disc versions of modern games still have some demand. According to online statistics, disc-free versions are selling about 4.5 times worse. The situation is so bleak that if Sony decides to abandon full disc drives in the next generation, we might lose physical games in this format forever, leaving us with only digital purchases. Recently, a court ruled that buying digital versions of games only grants a limited license to run them, but no actual ownership rights. This means developers, publishers, or platform holders can remove games from your library at any time without consequence if they choose to do so. Sony continues to shut down studios along with the unreleased games that they were working on. After the closure of PlayStation London Studio in May 2024, which was part of a major restructuring that led to 900 layoffs, concept art from the studio's latest project leaked online. The game appears to have been an ambitious, comic-style project set in an alternate future London. The exact details of the game remain unknown, except that it was being developed as a live service title. Considering the studio's reputation for creative titles like SingStar and PlayStation VR Worlds, it's likely they would have aimed to create something unique again, though we may never know for sure. The main news this week focused on the PlayStation 5, which received an incredible update adding a new section called the Welcome Center. This new pin section hosts a variety of useful widgets, such as precise battery indicators for the DualSense wireless controller and official headset, quick access to key menus like Friends Online, Trophies, PlayStation News, and tracked items in the PlayStation Store. In addition to the main interface, users can set custom wallpapers or choose from those offered in the menu, along with dynamic themes. Unfortunately, there are only 4 themes available for now, but it's a solid start. It's a welcome improvement to the PlayStation interface with one minor caveat: dynamic themes and wallpapers are limited to the Welcome Center. If you switch to a game card, the wallpaper from the Welcome Center disappears, and you're back to the classic theme we've seen before. Overall, the new menu is fun and functional, with an interface that left a very positive impression. It appears that Guerrilla Games has laid the legendary Killzone shooter series to rest. In an interview with the Washington Post about LEGO Horizon Adventures, Guerrilla Games art director Roy Postma hinted that after the release of Killzone Shadowfall, the studio decided to move on from the series. The team wanted to create something more uplifting, and Horizon became the opposite, and a complete replacement for Killzone. From 2004 to 2013, Guerrilla Games released 5 Killzone games for 4 different PlayStation consoles, with Shadowfall being the last, early in the PS4's life cycle. Since 2017, the company has focused exclusively on Horizon, which, as revealed in the same interview, has sold over 35 million copies. It took 6.5 years of dedicated work and smart marketing to reach this milestone. And given the high demand, a full-scale sequel for Horizon is likely on the horizon for players. According to the well-known and reliable insider Bill Kuhn, the new game from the creators of It Takes Two and a Way Out will be titled Split Fiction. This new project by Hazelight Studios will feature an innovative co-op mode with dynamic split-screen functionality. Hazelight aims to completely rethink the split-screen feature, introducing new gameplay mechanics to make the experience even more engaging. The leak reveals that the game has been in development for over 2 years, with an announcement expected in November this year, coinciding with the studio's 10th anniversary. The release might happen in late 2025, with Electronic Arts once again as the publisher. This is exciting news, considering that the co-op game genre is relatively niche. Most companies tend to invest in well-known franchises or release formulaic titles like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, FIFA, and similar. Hazelight's first 2 games were groundbreaking in this genre, with one winning the 2021 Game of the Year award. So it's clear that something special awaits us. Hopefully, we'll see more details soon. The list of games receiving enhanced versions for the PlayStation 5 Pro has been officially expanded. Among them are 4 key titles. Stellar Blade will run in 4K at 50 FPS with an HFR mode offering 4K at 80 FPS. Lies of P gains improved frame rates and performance modes with native 4K resolution. Star Wars Jedi Survivor features increased resolution and image quality in performance mode at 60 FPS. Rise of the Ronin delivers true 4K at 60 FPS. Additionally, without specific enhancement details, titles like Helldivers, Dead Island, No Man's Sky, the Callisto Protocol, and the free shooter The Finals will also be included in this lineup. The creators of the Silent Hill 2 remake aren't ruling out the possibility of further work on the series. In an interview with IGN, game designer Wojciech Bejko mentioned that the studio is open to considering any offer from Konami, whether it's a remake of another classic entry or an entirely new game. Meanwhile, Irish model who served as the body model for Ashley Graham in the Resident Evil 4 remake has set her sights on the role of Heather in a potential Silent Hill 3 remake. She reached out to Konami with this request and even received some support from artist Masahiro Ito. Given the success of the Silent Hill 2 remake, it seems likely that further entries in the franchise are only a matter of time. Things should become clearer regarding Konami's plans for additional remakes after the release of the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake. In honor of the annual spooky holiday, Halloween, IGN has compiled a top 25 list of the best horror games in video game history. The top 5 are led by hits like Dead Space, the canceled PT for PS4, which, incidentally, you can still play on a modded PlayStation 4 as I mentioned in a recent retro review. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Also taking top spots are Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the 2019 remake of Resident Evil 2, and Silent Hill 2, though it's unclear whether it's the remake or the original. I'd bet on the latter. The list of the best dark and terrifying games also includes Outlast, Five Nights at Freddy's, Soma, Alan Wake 2, and many other games displayed on your screens. So if you're unsure what to play in the coming weeks, here's a little suggestion. Take note. British scientists have discovered that video games make your brain younger, while exercise does not. In a study conducted with 1,000 participants, it was determined that regular video game players of games like FIFA, Grand Theft Auto, and Minecraft possess the mental abilities of someone 10 years younger, along with improved memory, attention, and reasoning skills. Scientists concluded that video games have a distinct impact on the brain, which could help people adapt their lifestyles to improve mental and cognitive health throughout their lives. So now, by playing video games, you're not only having fun, but also rejuvenating your brain and thinking skills. The best-selling game on the PlayStation Store just got its first 25% discount. That's right, if you guessed FC25, you're correct. The discount applies to the Ultimate Edition and will last for exactly 1 week. So if you've been wanting to pick up FIFA, the first discount is already here. The creators of Just Cause have revealed the first screenshots of their new, still untitled game. According to the description, it's a single-player AAA game with an open world and complete freedom of action, similar to GTA. However, the developers emphasize that they're not aiming to compete with Rockstar or release another clone of their game. Instead, they want to offer gamers a new project with a stronger focus on storytelling. We'll look forward to more information, but the concept art looks promising. Rumors about a new Nintendo console have been circulating for a while. But last week, several insiders reported that Big N is preparing to unveil its console, presumably the Switch 2, at the end of October on the 28th or 29th. This even boosted the company's stock prices, reflecting the high expectations for an announcement among fans worldwide. However, since this video was recorded in advance, I don't know if the leaks turned out to be true. If the news was accurate, let us know in the comments. And with that, we'll wrap up. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to support the video with a like and the channel with a subscription. See you in the next videos.